My dear brothers and sisters, we heard in the second reading, Paul writing to the Corinthians, three things that last: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest among these is love. Do you love yourself? Do you love yourself? Yes, at least one said yes. Do you really love yourself? Do you really love yourself? Very good. At least a small kid knows what is love. The others and all, we are all doubting whether I have to say yes or emphatically say yes. The first question that I ask you is, do you really love yourself? And suppose if you have a friend and you love him or her, or love someone, will you give poison to that person to drink? The one you love the most, will you give poison to drink? No. The small little kid understands. We will not give poison to the one who loves someone. And we never do that at all in our lifetime. If I say, go give poison to your friend, you say, what, father, you've gone off your mind? But now, if you really love yourself, and if you don't want to give poison to your friend whom you love, why do you give poison to yourself? Why do you give poison to yourself? When you're grieved about something, you give poison to yourself. When you hate someone, you are giving poison to yourself. When you are angry, all of us, when we are angry, we give poison to ourselves. When we think that all these people are against me and this is what is happening to me, I am giving poison to myself. Looking at that aspect, we see Paul giving us a beautiful example of love. In chapter 13, from verses 1 to 13, he gives us the beautiful explanation of love. Love takes no pleasure in other people's sin, but delights in truth. It is always ready to excuse, to trust, to hope, and to endure whatever happens, whatever comes. And therefore we see love does not come to an end. So giving poison to ourselves comes to an end of our own self. But love, true love, real love, and if you love yourself, you will not think about ending yourself. There are various gifts in this world, but love is that which makes you realize. You will have that knowledge of perfect things because of love. Therefore, when we sing, see that love endures all things. Today's gospel reading also tells us how Jesus endured that love. Today's gospel reading is a continuation of last Sunday's gospel reading, where Jesus went into the synagogue and they gave him the scroll. He opened the scroll and he said, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me because he has anointed me to give good news to the poor, to set captives free, to give liberty to those who are oppressed, to give sight to the blind, and to proclaim the year of the Lord." All this he so beautifully said, and those words came out of his mouth like gracious words. That is what today's gospel reading says. And he goes into his own country, into his own hometown, and they are all waiting to see what is he going to do. And when they see Jesus coming, they see him and look at him, and Jesus says, "Well, you will be thinking about, physician, heal yourself. And you will be waiting, if I have done so many things in Capernaum and Cana of Galilee, now in my own town, what am I going to do?" And Jesus does not perform any miracle there because of the lack of faith in them. Therefore he says, I'm sure you will go ahead with saying that a prophet is never accepted in his own hometown. Jesus is not accepted in his own hometown. We know you, we know your mother, we know you are the son of Joseph, and what else? Therefore, Jesus was not accepted in his own hometown. In a way, rejected, dejected. He feels as though these people don't want. But because you see, what happens to Jesus is that he endures love. He doesn't say, oh, they rejected me. My very first mission state, my own country, my own hometown, my own house have rejected me. They are not willing to listen to me. How am I going to start my mission? He's starting his mission. And what happens in his mission? They all reject him. He is not rejected, but he is encouraged. That is to say, what St. Paul says, love endures all things. Love makes you believe in all things. Love gives you that trust in all things. That is the reason why Jesus doesn't stop there. He continues his mission to another country. He goes to another town. If not here, next place. Why can't I? Nobody can stop me. I'm not going to be depressed and I'm going to brood over it and I'm going to sit there like a duck. No. He moves. They want to throw him off, hustle him down the cliff and throw him down. But he knew that this is not the cliff where he is supposed to die. It is somewhere else in another cliff that he has to die. When, after his mission is over, after he has completed his preaching, then on the cross gives salvation to all, and it is on that cliff where he will die. That is the reason why Jesus, from among the crowd, silently escapes off through the crowd and disappears. Disappears to go and continue somewhere else. Therefore, he is not going to look back and say, oh, these people are terrible. They spoiled my mission. They spoiled my start. I wanted to have a bang. I wanted to have a good start. But they have spoiled it. No, my dear friends. It will happen to each one of us also when we are faced with such a situation like Jesus faced today. And what are we going to do? I like to give you the 3 tips that Jesus gives us. The 3 tips. The first tip that he says, do not look back. When something happens to you, or someone has really caused so much of dejection and rejection in your life that you can't move forward, don't look back. Don't brood over what has happened. Don't brood over your past, but rather look forward. Be focused in life, like how Jesus did not look back at this own hometown, but he continued into the other towns to proclaim, and how successful he was. The second important aspect is there are blocks on your way. And as you are doing your work, your responsibilities, your profession, there will be a huge block in front of you. Are you going to say, oh my God, my block is there and I can't go forward? No, my dear friend, a block may be like a huge stone right in front of your path. What are you going to do? You will climb over it. That is what Jesus did. He climbed over the cliff and escaped and went away. He went to another town. That block that comes in your way, maybe for your promotion, maybe for your future life, maybe the next step in your life, and therefore the block that comes on your way, if like how it came for Jesus, is for the good of you, that is how you will clear these blocks. The third important aspect that we see is Jesus is not negative in his ways. He is positive in his lifestyle. He does not in a way say, what this terrible people. He says, you may reject me, but I cannot. I will have to continue to go, and I will go to the other town. I have a bright future somewhere else. And I know my Lord is there, my Father is there to guide me and lead me, and therefore I live in that positive thought. Therefore, you find Jesus Christ in a way going to the other towns and doing his work, because love endures all things in all times and seasons. Love believes in all things. Love trusts in all things. And that is the reason why Jesus has taught you not to look back and not to be bothered about the blocks in your life. Climb over it, move to the next step, and live a positive life. Amen. Let us all stand for the creed.